Now we go to Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Secretary. Welcome.
It's good to be with you, Senator.
You know what the Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas is?
Why, yes, I do.
Where are you going to put it?
I think it's going to go in your state, Senator.
When are you going to announce it?
Very soon. I know our teams have been working together on that. If you want to front run it here, we could, but I know that we were working on an announcement together, and our teams have been working.
I want to front run the hell out of it.
All right.
Where's it going to be put? In Louisiana?
Is it Lake, what it would,
McNeese?
Lake Charles, Lake Nice, Lake
Yep.
Charles?
And you're going to make an announcement, Sean, the next few days?
Yeah, I know we've been working on some finer points and details, but yes, it's that's where it's going to go. And I think, as if my memory serves me, I think we're trying to get this stood up and moving by this summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots of this great nation, welcome back to the channel, where truth isn't filtered through mainstream media spin, where common sense, constitutional values, and good OL American grit still matter. Today, we're talking about a fiery exchange that just went down on Capitol Hill. Senator John Kennedy, an American original, sharp as attack and fearless as ever, took Secretary Sean Duffy to task. And let me tell you, this was one of the rare moments of honesty, accountability, and clarity we've seen from Washington in a long time. First off, Kennedy grilled Duffy about the so-called Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas. And guess what? It's finally being placed in Lake Charles, Louisiana. About time. But Kennedy wasn't buying the song and dance. He pushed back on the delays. And you know what? He was right to. Why? Because the American people are sick and tired of the federal government dragging its feet on energy independence.
Well, I want to get it announced first,
Sure.
so your colleagues can't take it back.
No one's taking anything from you, Senator. It's coming your way.
I see my old friend, Mr. Plotkin, here. Watch him like a hawk, by the way.
He said you do not want to make Senator Kennedy upset on this project.
Well, your predecessor told me a number of times that it was about to be announced, and it was never announced. I don't mean any disrespect. I just finally didn't believe him anymore. I don't think Elvis is alive either. So I learned. But if you could go ahead and announce it, it would. It sure would. I'll buy you a soda and a nice hat.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. When you got to the department and became secretary, did you fire a bunch of air traffic controllers?
I did not, Senator.
Did Mr. Musk do that?
He did not.
Where'd all this stuff come from?
So there were about 350 probationary employees at the FAA that were let go, and we're trying to stream. By the way, there's 46,000 people that work at the FAA, so this was a minuscule percentage. But even air traffic controllers who were probationary employees were excluded. All safety positions were preserved at the FAA, including air traffic controllers. And so I think it's a narrative that some in media and in politics have tried to drive as if we're not focused on safety. But I have been crystal clear, and I think I've said this until my face is blue, though it's not today, but it could be because we did not actually fire any air traffic controllers, Senator. We've been hiring air traffic controllers as quickly as we can.
All right.
And so I don't know how many times I have to say it.
Let's say it one more time.
Yes.
When you became secretary, look me in the eye, did you fire any air traffic controllers?
I did not.
Okay.
And I did hire air traffic controllers.
Did Mr. Musk?
So by the way, Mr. Musk doesn't fire or hire anybody at the department. I do, and so no, he didn't fire anybody, including air traffic controllers.
Okay. When you probably don't have to, but when most people go through TSA, they take your picture. They have a little camera there, and they say, "Look in the camera. We want to take your picture." Now, underneath it is this little bitty sign that you can barely see, and I think it's written in Sanskrit. that says this is optional. I won't let them take my picture.
I won't either, Senator.
And they promised us that they destroy the data, okay? Once again, I don't believe that Elvis is alive either. Senator Merkley and I have a bill. There's been no evidence that this has prevented any acts of terrorism. And I just don't know why the federal government has to collect this huge database of every American who flies picture.
I thank you for that. I couldn't agree with you more. I actually try to turn my head away from the camera when I go through and they're taking pictures. There's no need. I think Americans have a right to privacy. And I don't think you need a digital scan of my face to allow me to have the right to fly on an airplane. I think it's absolutely wrong. And what does it do to security? I don't think it breeds any more security in our airspace, on our airplanes. And so thank you for doing that work. I couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
We're sitting on vast natural resources, and instead of unleashing them, we get red tape and half-hearted promises. Kennedy made it clear, announce it now before they take it back. And he's right. We need leaders who protect American jobs, boost domestic energy, and stop letting globalists dictate our energy policies. Now, here's where it gets heated. Kennedy asks a direct question. Did you fire any air traffic controllers? And he demands an answer. Not once, not twice, multiple times. Why? Because this is about the safety of the flying public. It's about transparency. And frankly, it's about trust. Secretary Duffy says no, he didn't fire any. Elon Musk didn't fire any either. And only 350 probationary staff were let go. Look, I appreciate that clarification. But here's my point. Why are Americans even hearing these rumors in the first place? Probably because this administration is so sloppy with communication and accountability. The public doesn't know what to believe anymore. And let's talk about Musk for a second. Why is his name even coming up? Because in today's clown world, people can't tell where tech billionaires end and government begins. That's a problem. We need clear lines of authority, not blurred alliances between big tech and big government. And now, let's get to the part that fired me up the most. TSA taking your picture when you fly. Yeah, they say it's optional. But the sign is the size of a postage stamp, and unless you're reading it with a magnifying glass, you'd never know. Kennedy hits the nail on the head. I don't let them take my picture. And I don't believe they destroy the data either. This is a federal government building a facial recognition database of law-abiding American citizens, people like you and me under the guise of security. There's no evidence it stops terrorism. None. Zero. Zip. This is surveillance creep. And we need to shut it down. Right now. We are not lab rats. We are not suspects for exercising our God-given right to travel. This is not China. This is America. And we have a constitution that says the government does not have the right to scan our faces and store our biometrics without consent. So, what did we learn from this hearing? We learned that Senator Kennedy is still fighting for us asking the questions that no one else will. We learned that the Biden administration is still slow-walking important infrastructure. And we learned that the bureaucratic machine still wants more control over your private life, whether it's through facial recognition or misleading narratives. It's time to stand up. Time to push back. Time to demand accountability. Protect our privacy. Support American energy. And remind these agencies they work for us, not the other way around. If you agree, share this video. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more content where we say the things that the mainstream media won't. And as always, stay strong, stay free, and God bless the United States of America.